Hello everyone, it is me again. I haven't done one of these in a while, and today I am going to be reviewing the Freedom Gundam, the Master Grade Freedom Gundam. And I'm just gonna say, I don't really recall what made 2016 so bad, but this kit did come out in 2016. So, was it really that bad? I mean, this kit is awesome. Alright, so first off, we're going to take a look at the accessories, first of which is the iconic wing pack that goes on the Freedom's back. We'll take a look at this later because the kit cannot really stand with it on. Next is the beam rifle, very nice beam rifle if I might add. The scope is a sticker, unfortunately. It does have a bit of a moving handle, and this can flip out and can swivel side to side. It does have a little peg in the front, but that's more for the expansion part. Why was that P Bandai? Next is the shield, of which is a very nice shield. This honestly seems like a shield that if you actually shot at it, it would be fine. It's like a very dense shield, articulation-wise. This can rotate all around. This is on some sort of ratchet joint, not really a ratchet joint, and this is on a hinge joint. However, it is sort of loose because it can just pop right out very easily. But yeah, so very nice shield. I like the shield. Of course, for the beam sabers, those are the beam sabers right there. You get these beam blades, not really blades, but yeah, so you get two of these because of course there's two beam sabers, and these will come into play later. First, for the hands, we have the rifle holding hand. Weirdly enough, we only get one of these. It's a weird trend in model kits, in Bandai model kits, where you only get one trigger finger. It's not the worst thing ever, but I mean, I would like it to be both on the, you could be able to hold it in both hands, but not the worst thing ever. Next are the two weapon holding hands. These both have a tab right there, so you can plug in the beam sabers. And after that, the standard Gundam Seed fists. These are all universal with Gundam Seed kits, so they all have a huge amount of compatibility. So, very nice indeed. And last is a, well, not last, but is a 1/100th scale. See if it can't focus. Come on. Yeah. My hands are shaky, but that is a 1/100th Kira Yamato, of which is the pilot for the Freedom Gundam. Decal-wise, we have this sheet of dry transfer decals. These you cut out with an X-Acto knife, you tape on, you use Scotch tape to secure it to it, and then you just rub it on, and I should probably actually do this. I'll probably do it after the review, but, you know. Next is the standard sticker style decals, and these are pretty gross, not gonna lie. These big stickers go on the wing pack, and the problem is, if it's not white plastic, these will stick out like a sore thumb. Even on white plastic, they don't look great, but, I mean, dry transfer decals, water slide decals, if you're looking for those, you'll be fine. But sticker decals, really the only plastic they look good on is white, but that's really just my opinion. And now we begin the articulation, shall we? Yes, we shall. So first, starting off at the feet, these have very interesting joints, so there's a toe bend, and then you can push that in to make it look a little more natural. You can sort of hinge it down, and that, I don't really know. They can swivel around, so you can get some wide stances if you want it on the ground, but that's kind of impossible. You can do this. I don't know why that clicks. I don't really like that much, but that's an option. The ankle armor is on a hinge joint, and coming to the back, there's this little part right here is also on a hinge joint. Now, the knee double bend and some standard master grade shifting armor. Very nice, very nice. I love shifting armor. Of course, this goes for both sides of the legs. I'm gonna move the arms up. So the front skirting armor, that is on a ball joint, so you can move that really however you please. Moving on to the back, this can move out, and then you have a much wider range of motion. If it was like this, you don't really have that much motion. But yeah, so these rail guns are on a hinge joint. They do pop off a little too easily, in my opinion, but it's not the worst thing ever. Oh, I actually forgot. So, all right, so two things. So there is this interesting joint here. See if I can't. Yeah, it's very cool. I like the joint, and then you can get a decent kick, you know. Shooking that back, and it can go back that far. Not really too great, but and for split wise, you can put it all the way out, so you can get some pretty awesome split poses. But so I have heard that there are actually, oh, there we go. I've heard that there are problems with the waist, where the leg connects to the waist. The piece, specifically J4, it is highly prone to breaking. And one of my problems with kits like these is I love them. They look awesome, but when the leg connects to the waist, it usually has some sort of brittle piece in the waist, like the Master Grade Barbatos PC6. Those are insanely brittle, and I really prefer it when the waist connects to the leg, like where the leg pegs into the waist, not the waist pegs into the leg. But that's really my only complaint. I've been trying to be insanely careful with this, so hopefully it doesn't break anytime soon, but yeah, hopefully I get lucky. So now moving on to the waist, well, not the waist, more the chest, we get a decent ab crunch. Bend back that far, not really too great, but not the worst ever. No, excuse me, my bad. The arms, the hand is on a ball joint, and it has this interesting feature. The hands do pop off a little too easily, but you can get it a little bit curved, so it looks a lot more natural in a sense. And another thing the arms have is you can pull it out. Oh, yep, there it goes. You know what? I'm just going to take these off. So this can be pulled out for, I guess, more dynamic poses. They have a swivel here, Jobby the Hung reference, and this is all on a hinge joint. The shoulder is on a hinge joint as well, and the detail is pretty nice in there. And these, oh, hold on, one thing, you have a little 1/100th Kira Yamato inside the chest. Now this is a little tight. I don't really like doing this that much, but you can push out the chest bits, where poke out like that. I don't think that's the max it can go, but I prefer not to do that because it feels iffy. Let's see. Oh yeah, the thumb is on a ball joint, and when we move to the head is also on a ball joint, and it can look down that far and up that far, a little bit of side to side, and that's really it for the freedom. So let's move on to this big old thing. So every single thing is more or less on a hinge joint. So this part right here, that's on a hinge joint. These parts of the wings flip out, and that can all just spread out like that. That just looks awesome. I love the way this kit looks. This here, this railgun is, I actually don't recommend pulling it like this because the peg inside has stress marks on mine. This is on a bit of a hinge joint that will come into play later. And you can flip, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. You can flip that out to make it a little bigger, you know? And that's nice. I enjoy that. And yeah, so that of course goes on for both sides. This here is a hinge joint. This is another hinge joint, so that can swivel. And without further ado, let's just get this slapped onto the Freedom. So the way you do that is there's a little hole there, and this little piece in the wing pack just slots right in, and now you have your Freedom with its wings on. And of course it will not be able to stand up because it'll just do this. Yeah, it's not heavy enough. Its body is not heavy enough to hold up the back of the wings. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go on through what else is in this box. Now, you do actually get the option for an action base adapter. I cut this out for no reason whatsoever. Get out of here. But why would you want to do that when you have an entire stand? You know, this thing is awesome. It came in the box. Don't need to buy it or anything. It does have, you can pull that out, slant it down, and now you can get some sort of dashing poses, I guess. But I prefer this because sometimes the base makes it tip forward and it starts to fall. But I digress. So the way this slots in is it just hooks right in under the Freedom's backpack. And yeah, it holds on nicely. And now I'm going to discuss how to get it into, quote, full burst mode. So what usually what I do is I push the wings back, and first I take the wings off. So there's that. So for both railguns, you flip this back. The instructions are very clear, but you open both railguns like this, and that just folds on out like so. And if you want, there's these little triggers that you can have the Freedom hold with its weapon holding hands, but I prefer it to just be like this. So that's the two railguns flipped out. And now for the wing pack. So I'm just actually going to move that out of the way. So getting this into full burst mode is very annoying because, as you can see, it moves with one of the wings. So usually what I do is I just do that, but what ends up happening is that happens. So I am going to do that. And all right, so, and then you split these open, and then you pull this out. Now, I have had some trouble with that, so sometimes it pops out, sometimes it doesn't, but that's what that looks like completely opened up. Has a very nice blue sticker. And you do the same for the other side, but this segment's already going on for too long, so I'll be right back. Alright, so both wings have been put into full burst mode, and this should just clip right back in. However, this epic V-fin sometimes gets in the way, but thankfully right now it did not. So that's good news. That's actually a little not good. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna slot this back on. And that is what it looks like in full burst mode. I'm going to get it into a pose quick fast so you can really see some of this kit's articulation. Oh, one thing, I forgot a feature. So on the back, on the butt flap, you'll notice there's a little notch. And on the beam rifle, there's a little tab. So unfortunately, you can't really do it with these up. So I'm gonna do that, and that just should just plug right in. Yep. So that just plugs right in. If you need some extra weapon storage, bada bing, bada boom. But I don't really like doing that because, of course, you can't use full burst mode with it. But, you know, it's there as an option, so pretty cool. And another thing, the two beam sabers. You'll notice that they have two clips. They sort of just clip in nicely. And now you can have a dual-sided beam saber, like Darth Maul, I guess. I don't really like this, being honest, because you can't make it hold on, so it's sort of holding on to one of them while the other is sticking out the bottom. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's just something that just peeves me, I guess. But yeah, if you want the beam sabers to be like that, you can have them be like that. So as you can see here, it's it really is just an epic model kit. It is going to demand a lot of shelf space. However, if most of your model kits are short, this won't really be an issue, so because of the stand. And if I were to give this kit a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, I would have to give it a solid 9.5. The only thing that's holding it back is the waist, because it's just not really the best structure. But rather than that, I really do recommend this kit. I got mine through New Type, and it was it was a very fun build. There's so many things to do with it. It's a fair price. It's only $50 some odd, base master grade price. It's nothing crazy. You might expect it to be insane because of the wings, but actually it wasn't. It was actually very cheap. And now that this is done, I would like to know what else you would like to see reviewed, because I still have a lot more. I might review the Astray tomorrow. No, that's cringe. But rather than that, I hope you enjoyed this video and buy this model kit, or else I will come after you.